And you might think, well, maybe people who have deprived and traumatic upbringings use that experience in their creative work. The passions that they feel and the horrors that they have experienced emerge in the music. Between genius and madness. Between genius and madness. Now, if we look at some of the great geniuses in the past, a number of them seem to have gone mad in their mature years. The bipolar mood disorder overlaps with schizophrenia, madness and creativity. The bipolar mood disorder overlaps with schizophrenia, madness and creativity. A bit like somebody on an acid trip. 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 What is it that links genius and madness? Particularly music. Now, what is it that links genius and madness? Particularly music.
All right, all my enemies of YouTube, all my spectators, and a couple of supportive participants, which I do not include you in the heap of digital flesh that seems to compile itself. But this is day 27. And tomorrow will be the completion of a 28-day blood ritual. Let us not forget the pieces of shit that were directly the intent of that blood ritual. Cage Reality, JG, who dropped off the face of the earth, as I assume some others will here real soon, and Vex. They just don't seem to have the same personification and presence that they once carried, but they have definitely been revealed. And tomorrow, I get to give the final intent of this 28-day ritual. But I will share with you some of my most evil posterity tonight, because I do have some very, very heinous intent with people's positions, especially those who have projected it from YouTube with their own agenda and their cultish following and their ability to play right into someone's hands as perfectly directed, like good little programmed children. And I don't expect many of you to stick around for this one. But this one is going to be interesting, because I'm going to name some intent that concerns me, especially since tomorrow is the reckoning of this. I'm going to give you motherfuckers a reason to really hate me. I'm going to give all of you lingering observers, lurkers, offended, offensive, junkies to the technological age, digital addicts, simple-minded followers, and I will be definitely leaving this station behind until I see a reason to even continue. Maybe a Bible study or two with DeFreak. Maybe the occasional visit from Cali or Singularity. Maybe a positive note from the chat. Those things make it worthwhile, but they really don't outnumber, by equation, all the lingering pieces of shit that try to commoditize me as content. I have revealed the fact that 99% of you have no faith You have empty carcasses with nothing to share, and all you do is take, and take. And then you spread it around like it's your content. Well, I'm not your fucking commodity. And since there are those that have utilized my content and my channel and my image as content, I am going to wage a war for my country. Yes, I am going to wage a war for the protection of my country against political zealots with abstract concepts and cultish intentions with religious overtones. For me, that's a part of my priesthood in this channel. But for others, that's considered political dissidence with a radical zealot intent. So before I start bashing the potential of these pathetic pieces of shit to develop and spread any further than they already have, let us pray.
Our Father, who art in hell, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in hell. Give us this day our day to sin, and allow us to trespass upon others, as others trespass upon us. In your name, let it be done.
Well, now, that I must say is a very proper and appropriate prayer for the nature of this stream, especially. Now, I know that there's a lot of you who are heart-wrenchingly devoted to the Jack Talcott cause. And seeing since Talcott obviously never took any time or interest, and especially didn't do his research, nor would I have helped him, I am definitely going to set out to derail him. So, as a word that you can run back and you can tell Mr. Talcott, because when I look at his chat and his panel, I see the faces of the trolls that come here and implement their disruption on my channel. So I associate him solely with supporting Stephen, Tarak, Paul Unslaves, Alumatami. Oh, the list goes on. Bex, He even had Cage up the other day. But let me tell you about the nation's capital and what I understand about the nation's capital, especially with the protocol and etiquette that I had to display when I was in Indianapolis, which is far from the capital, but still political etiquette is necessary. Washington, D.C. has a political, idealistic fanatic with highly religious, zealot overtones that are cultish in Washington, D.C., looking to infiltrate government, Trump, the White House, or any political party or establishment he can as a dissident and a potential threat to the ongoing persistency of a functioning government, which puts him in a very bad fucking position in Washington, D.C. They don't take kindly to sloppy fucking hippies preaching the gospel and political change, trying to find their way to the president and into the political status as it stands. How vulnerable do you think Jack is? He should have paid attention, but he didn't. He thinks he's so goddamn smart, huh? I just met someone who claimed they were much smarter than me after they got their ass trollishly beaten on Gen X Jeff, who can also kiss my ass. But Mike, if anyone knows that particular ex-troll, got his shit handed to him, and he had to eat it. You should go back and watch this particular engagement of a defeated, pathetic, cowardice little man who's scared because he feels uncomfortable in his faith because he has none. He liked coming here and trolling Cage. Oh, he made big brags about that. And then when he got called out for being on this channel as participating in blood magic, well, suddenly Mr. Big Man who could troll Cage just got his ass handed to him in a matter of moments. And Jeff, removing me from the panel was the worst fucking thing you could have ever done. And that's Gen X Jeff. Because I am slowly going to remove not only your numbers, not only your chat, not only your finances, but I may actually, for you removing me from stage, just dissolve your fucking channel into history with you. and your little bitch Mike. That's the third time you've disrespected me on your channel. And I promoted the fuck out of you, bitch. Always reposted your streams as they were going to let people know. Always had a positive word for you. Hell, you were the only motherfucker I ever donated fucking money to because I wanted to see your platform grow. Now you ungrateful little fuck. You've invoked my goddamn anger. Leaving that fucking sub-troll, if you want to call it that, more so a indoctrinated, fucking Catholicistic, narcissistic, egomaniac, ex-troll. That's right, bitch. And if anybody's got a fucking question about it, Genex Jeff should still be live. Let me see. To make sure. Yes, he's still live. So you can go back and find my dark icon and Mike getting his ass handed to him. And Jeff showing exactly how he's not a Satanist. Far from. He's a fucking conservative piece of shit. One step from a fecophiliac. And the worst mistake he ever made was removing me from stage. To leave that sour puss up there to sulk while he was being made fun of and trolled by the chat itself. I didn't even have to stick around. So yes, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, I'm gonna cause you some serious fucking damage for that. Serious damage. You better learn some goddamn respect when it comes to Satanism. And if you think you're a Satanist, I'm going to show you what a goddamn Satanist really is. And Mike, I'm coming for you, bitch. I'm not done with you. By a hell of a sight, I'm not done with you. You narcissistic fucking piece of shit Roman Catholic. But on top of that, Talcott roaming around Washington, D.C., trying to infiltrate government, our main system of government, with political idealism that is dissident and defiant of the political narrative that we are under at this moment, with a cultish, religious, zealot idealism. Wonder how Homeland Security, Secret Service, and I don't know, maybe DC law enforcement. Wonder how they would feel about that. Especially with his fucking channel. And the people he's promoted. The people that he's propped up. the people he's led on his stage, well, they could all be considered compliant. Jack is awful cultish. Yeah, Jack, you fucked up too, bitch. And there ain't nothing that can save you from this. As far as I'm concerned, you're trying to infiltrate my government. And I'm a red-blooded fucking American Western devil. You didn't pay attention, did ya? You or Paulie, who is soon to be slaved. I bet you people didn't know that Paul worked for law enforcement. Do you know that? Yeah, all you cocksuckers that went there playing his little fucking game. Yeah. Mr. Paulie Unslaved, associated with law enforcement. But if you had eyes to see and ears to hear, you would have noticed that. You dumb shits. But I'm not through. Oh, no, 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 no. I mean, these are just potentials. I've got tomorrow, the 28th day, which happens to be a Monday, which means that all government offices and branches are open. And at that point, I can dump this fucking channel. I can just delete it. And I don't ever have to look back. But you motherfuckers are going to have to constantly be looking over your shoulders now. Especially you, Cage. You think taking yourself off Discord and trying to hide 10 years worth of cultivation, monetization of cultivation, you come on here looking to attack me, bitch? You want to dox my fucking family? And then you want to try and justify it? Well, fuck you. Fuck your family. Fuck your family's family. Fuck their kids. Fuck the generation of kids that's going to come after them. And may the God of death find them all. In a metaphysical sense. You pathetic piece of fucking shit. And Chris. I'm sorry, but having Cage download the Psalms because you're afraid just shows how fucking weak you are, you little bitch. You think, what? Psalms is going to save your ass from me? Yeah, it's not. It's not going to save Cage's ass either. As a matter of fact, there's several of you that I have the worst of intent because of your behavior. 28 days marks the day that I do not have to ever appear on YouTube again. Didn't take that into consideration, did you, bitches? So I'm going to give you real reason to hate me. And I'm going to give you real reason to call me fucking dirtbag, fucking evil Satanist, father of a fucking murderer, demon worshipping, devil summoning, high priest to the throne of Satan. That's right, motherfuckers. You didn't know what was coming at the end of this, did you? Well, tomorrow's Monday, and all I have to do is mark 28 days on a title. Finish my blood ritual and move the fuck on. And in the meantime, I can sit in the background and bend every one of you son of a bitches over so dead souls of the damned can sodomize you with the grace of hellfire itself. See, I've been keeping a real good accounting information on the very first person who opened their fucking mouth about my son. And it happened to be on OTW's channel. And it was Tarak. And I still have the recording. Yes, I still have the recording. And from that moment on, I have taken names, channels, algorithms, information. I have watched like a fucking thief. And then you want to pile up here and platitude me whenever I'm reading you all like fucking books. Taking account of every goddamned one of you. And you, Austin Murphy. Oh, you're real special on my list now. Yeah. Yeah, I got something real special for you, bitch. Real fucking special. As a matter of fact, why don't one of you slaves go run and tell Austin Murphy, Jack, Gen X Jeff, and Mike, Cage, Beck. Tell them all. So what are you going to do? What the fuck are you going to do? All I got to do is title a video. 28. And my intent is absolute manifest. As if it hasn't been through this last 27 days. Only you blind shits, dumbass slave following fucking guru bootlicking pieces of shit never saw it. Nor did you see it coming. But here it is. Big as fucking day itself. As a matter of fact, to take this even a step further, when I shut this down, I can shut down my Facebook, I can shut down my TikTok, my Instagram, my Rumble. Oh, I can shut it all down. And those pieces of fucking goddamn garbage from Steuben County. And just guess and wonder what the fuck I'm up to. Maybe I'll catch one of them sneaking around my fucking yard. Wouldn't that be an interesting situation? Vindictive behavior. Unauthorized surveillance and stalking, especially out of jurisdiction. Who knows? Maybe my comprehension of exactly the position that Jack Talcott's in and might pin a fucking medal on me. Wouldn't that be amazing? Red-blooded American finds psychopathic, government dissident, cult-leading, religious zealot trying to infiltrate the halls of Washington to get to the president, no less. Hey, Jack, my advice for you is to get the fuck out of Washington and stay the fuck out of it. And you might want to get a couple states away from it. And if any of you has the integrity and the balls to let him know what's coming, because he's too stupid to pay attention. Or maybe you're just too stupid to warn him. And at that point, you're because you could have warned him. And you didn't. So I got to have my way with him. And all those guru hours of peace and love and government change and getting to Trump and Washington and infiltrating the government. Well, it's all documented. And all the people that he associated with on panel, in chat, that was complicit and agreed with his endeavor and promoted his endeavor. You know what that makes you? Accessories to government infiltration by dissidents. Civil disobedience. Potentially a terroristic type of takeover. Didn't see that one coming, did you, fucks? And I'm going to give you a fair warning. Anybody that I find associating or participating in Pamela's mystical musings, Cage Reality, the Bex Factor, Talcott's already fucked. Yeah. I will definitely mark you as a dissident too. Now, you want to talk about trolls? You want to talk about being a rude, hateful motherfucker? I tolerated over a year of it from you sons of bitches, sitting back the whole time, taking it. And now, tomorrow, it all comes to a head, doesn't it? What, do you think I was doing this for amusement? There was no envoy of YouTube crusaders who stood up and declared the hostility, the contempt, the degrading, the insults, and all the other nasty little bottom-feeding things that were directed at me. No, you all just shut your little devices down. You went to a different channel. You kept feeding your digital habit while I was taking names and numbers. And by the way, Sanity Machine, haven't you been pretty regular on Jax before he took off to Washington? Yeah. Yeah, you who claim to have a dual citizenship? Yeah. You know, that could be considered a type of compliant treason against the United States government. See, all this long-haired guru, love, peace, change the fucking government thing is okay when it's an ideal. And you want to sit and bullshit about it over YouTube. But when you jump in a vehicle and you take off to Washington, D.C., well, that makes it a whole different arena. Now, doesn't it? So let's hear some of you smartasses make some rude fucking comments now. Let's hear your arrogant fucking bullshit now. My fucking panel's open. The link is out there. And don't let me hear you say a goddamn thing. And not even mention or utter my fucking name out of your goddamn mouths. Or my sons. Or my daughters. You may just cause me to dial a number quicker than you can wake up. And Mike, smarter than me? No, you dumbass. I own you now, bitch. And you're too scared to come to my channel? That's your excuse? Well, that makes the Catholic religion look like a bunch of fucking pussies without faith. What, you lost your vicar of Christ? Now you have no faith? What, your balls crawl up inside of you and turn into a pussy? You're fucking pathetic. All of you. And you're compliant. And I know you're listening because I can see the numbers. And flow state. Sorry about your luck, buddy. Because no amount of integrity, cop shoulder rubbing, lawyer knowing, big word stretching mouth motherfucking stupid retarded motherfuckers are going to save your ass from the wrath that I've got coming for you. You better hope you're as affiliated with the police as you think you are. I don't like it when I set a narrative for my channel and people like Frank Monday suddenly want to take on a dark side perspective. Flow State wants to take on a dark side perspective. Gen X Jeff wants to take on a dark side perspective. I mean, really. Even Pamela's Pisshead Music took on a dark side perspective. You Nephilim cunt. But you didn't do it until I started this. And then you started stealing my fucking narrative. And Cage Reality is one of the worst of them. His last few streams have even actually used the word L, as in Saturn. You're thieves. You're narrative thieves. You're content thieves. You are unempathetic, unsupportive, judgmental, offended, obscene pieces of shit that you're, oh, that are going to get every goddamn bit of what you deserve. Yeah. You're all fucking complicit. Every fucking one of you. And what? Did you not think I was capable of such things? Am I delusional in the fact that I told you I do both good and evil? You just didn't fucking get it, did you? I serve as a high priest at the throne of the adversary. You are all subjects. And now you're going to be scrutinized because of Jack Calcott. I think that's fucking hilarious. A fucking political dissident, religious zealot trying to infiltrate the halls of Washington to get to the president. That's beautiful. and you're all compliant, and you're all complicit. What are you going to do? Shut my channel down? I'm going to do that myself in less than 24 hours. But I am going to smack everyone's metaphysical ass with every defiant, rebellious, evil, godless entity that I can unleash. And during a new moon, they will begin anew. And they'll find you. And if they don't, your complicit compliance to YouTube gurus, it will. I'm just a red-blooded American watching out for my fucking country. And I see you as a threat, especially the behavior that you've displayed. I see you as a threat to my government, to my safety, to each individual that's serving in the government. And all the jibber jabber over the past few years, well, I guess they got plenty to sort through now, don't they? You dumb, stupid shit. And this is just the fucking beginning of the night. I haven't even fucking started yet. But I can see that the lurking cowards are here. Hopefully you go run your fucking mouths, antagonize me just a little bit more. Push me a little more. And I may just stay up till sunrise. Yeah. End the stream on the 28th day and just let you all have to deal with the recourse of everything you've engaged in. Freedom of speech is one thing. That's what I do here. But when your cult leader, who you all stand behind and uphold, takes off cross country to infiltrate the halls of Washington, that's priceless. That to me, that to me deserves a fucking song. I mean, really deserves a musical crescendo for all that Jack Talcott and his wonderful band of merry fucktards and the rest of these piss poor pathetic platforms Yeah.
Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
Your every move in both your home and the outside world is under constant surveillance by a criminal elite who operate above the law. As we are constantly under the microscope, their activities remain in the shadows. Obama extended diplomatic immunity to Interpol with Executive Order 12,425.
Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
We will incarcerate people preventively. Preventive incarceration. Indefinite detention without trial. That's what this is. We're not prosecuting them for past crimes, but we need to keep them in prison because of our expectation of their future crimes.
The policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent. Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent. The police officer is a dangerous and practiced adversary to anyone who stands in the way of police state. The police officer is a dangerous and practiced adversary to anyone who stands in the way of police state.
Every day in America, police cross the line and abuse citizens. Every day in America, police get away with that.
This handheld device called the Range R can see through walls. It's already in the hands of dozens of police departments across the country.
Stand by your back. Stand by your back. Stand by your back. The policeman is definitely no longer your friend. He's your opponent.
All of us need to demand a Congress brave enough to stand up to the gun lobby's lies.
Well, there you go. And in case you're wondering, Flow State, didn't you just recently do an interview with Jack Talcott to help gather money for him to make it to Washington, D.C. to carry out his, I don't know, agenda? Seems to me you did. As a matter of fact, it was all over the panel verse. Yeah, bitch. See, you made a mistake a long time ago on Sovereign Soul. You made a false statement. When I was endeavoring into deep metaphysics, I started understanding the language of creation. And you sat on Sovereign Soul's panel and claimed that you've seen the mathematical underpinnings of this reality, when I had just been talking about it because I had just come out of that metaphysical and transcendental state. Oh, what, the numbers dropping? Afraid I'm not talking about you? Oh, I'm talking about all of you motherfuckers. Not just some of you. I'm talking about all of you. All your projected intellect, wanting to appear intelligent, stable-minded, clear of thought, direct in intent, by cognizance. Good job, dumbasses. Guess you're not going to be able to plead stupidity. Nope. You, every fucking one of you, made yourselves look so intelligent. So incredibly fucking smart. All the way to the brilliant trolling, to the most profound, babbling ass, maple syrup sweating Pythagoras that's as empty as a dry riverbed. I've been waiting for this day for quite some time. And now I'm going to fuck you all up. Every last goddamned one of you. For being pathetic, bottom-feeding, narcissistic, ego-projecting pieces of shit with no humility whatsoever. Guilt by association, guilt by intent of directive and narrative. I mean, really. And I hope one of you do say something before I can get this stream done and to a phone, which is right in front of me. Because that would be preventative measures to obstruct Believe me, you left enough fucking residue and digital information behind you. All your prideful words, all your arrogance. Shit, man. That's just the beginning of obstruction and compliance. I don't think this dildo comes with lubrication. I think you're just going to have to take your stand and bend over and get what's coming. Didn't see this coming? Nobody's got nothing to say? I bet you say something here real soon. I bet your little mouths start flapping on each other. I bet when they start checking service providers, IP numbers, MAC addresses, home addresses for government dissidents. Civil disobedience. Yeah. Don't call me sir. That's something they use in the goddamn military, or what a fucking cop wants you to call them. Stupid, ignorant retard. Sir. I'd change that tone, especially tonight. My name is Axis. And there's a reason for that. Because I am the goddamn center of a shitstorm that's about to fucking wipe you all. And the curious part about the whole thing, before I start addressing other channels who were compliant, who have very unsavory histories documented on YouTube, I'd like to let you all know that on the 5th day of this blood ritual was the pinnacle. I gave you the directive, told you what I was going to do. On the 13th day was the solidification. And on the alignment was the validation. That would have been the moon at a crescent with Venus and Saturn. Not only that, but it's Beltane. I mean, really? But what profounds me even goddamn more than that I don't know what YouTube's going to do, but I know they're not going to have a chance to fuck with this because I'm shutting it down. I'm going to fuck every one of you because it's your intent, your directive, your narrative, and your complicitness in a political, dissident, religious, zealot movement towards the halls of Washington. So shut it down. Unsubscribe. Go the fuck away. You should have been good little boys and girls. Now you're all, at the least, guilty of social disobedience, civil disobedience, and with Jack Calcott at the helm, you're all complicit in something much larger now. God, that fucking music to my ears. Such a beautiful concept. And I got to watch as I went through all of my subscriptions. I noticed a lot of people are no longer available. Where'd they go? What happened to them? Here you go. This song was absolutely profound every time I played it, because none of you stupid fucks ever actually caught what was being said by your own retarded peers.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But necessarily my truth might not be everyone else's truth. So what's truth? You know? I say my truth or truth, but like I said, my truth might not be someone else's truth. Then I start to question, so what's truth? A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
If some of these platforms, because there's many channels here, and a lot of them actually do, if people were honest when they're coming onto panels or chat, if they don't want to be honest with themselves, they want to tear down other people to disguise themselves. So what I get from that is people are insecure by using a false sense of security to mask. They're not actually, they actually ever challenge themselves. What would that look like? Of course, they'll be quick enough, but what about you? I said, there you go again. You're deflecting at that point. It's about you. If it's always about you, then make it about you. Be the best me can be there. Be the most selfish person you can be. So my question would be, then why are you living with the rest of us?
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
So what's truth? You know? I say my truth or truth, but like I said, my truth might not be someone else's truth. Then I start to question, so what's truth? A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
We don't consider each other. That's why most people are not rationally selfish. They're too busy being fucking selfish.
A lot of these elders need to hear the truth, man. It might not be what you want to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Because it doesn't serve them to, I'm going to sit there and hear them and say, okay, so should I tell them that they're caught up in their own world? I'm just going to replace myself. Axis, you can take over for a while. It's your shift.
That's right. It is my show. And I tried Yeah. I tried to warn you fuckers through music. It was laid right out there in front of you. You big-minded, fucking heavy-thinking, stupid sons of bitches. I was playing it in front of your fucking face the whole goddamn time. Real fucking smart, aren't you? What a bunch of fucking retards. Never even fucking caught it, did you? You know, another thing too is when they go back and they audit these channels, they're going to do a monetary audit on super chats, potentially donations, revenue, and all of you are pinned to a number. And if you don't have a 1099, well, I've got your channel. I got your channel ID. So come around April 15th, I hope you got your wallets opened up really wide. Because the federal government's going to want their part. And there's no slip in that noose. Because they can just go back through YouTube and add up all the little dollars and cents. All the fucking money. All the cash transactions. And I bet if they pay strict enough attention, they'll find that there was other types of trafficking going on. But that's just maybe just speculatory. Maybe. Yeah. An OTW, damn, man. I mean, the rate you charge, I hope you got a 1099, bitch. Or whatever the equivalent is in Canada. Because they're going to be picking your pocket. And I understand Canada's really greedy. You dumb shit. You are the weak link next to Cage. And you know, I even gave Ian a pass. Mr. changes his guru status and his scripture every time the fucking wind blows. You know, I was going to let him slide. I really was. But the more I see his pathetic ass show the fuck up with his nonsensical concept of this latest one, the Antichrist is in your head, it's your thoughts. If ever there was a dumb motherfucker who tried to turn people against themselves, that would have been Ian Ellis. That's how he survived on YouTube, you dumb shits. Turning you against yourselves. Telling you that you had a problem that you needed to deal with. And you fucktards believed him. And he's still pulling the same stupid shit. And you fucktards still believe him. So yes, Ian, I'm throwing your ass under the bus too. And eat a goddamn steak. You look like a fucking heroin addict. Jesus Christ. For Satan's love. This has been a long time coming. I hope you fuckers feel every goddamn inch of it. Yeah, run away. Run away. Make sure that you don't tell nobody what I'm up to. Might make me look bad. Kind of evil-like. Undesirable. Or concerned. You stupid fucking shits. I enjoyed that song so fucking much. And I don't give a goddamn. Don't give one fucking goddamned what any of you want. Don't give a fuck. Time to eat your own shit, fucktards. You big-minded, high-thinking, can't outsmart me, motherfuckers. I didn't have to. You outsmarted yourselves. You climbed up on the gallows and you did it to yourselves. And I have no sympathy for any of you. None. Nada. Zilch. Zero. That's the best part of it. Temporary allies. No one's really anyone's friend on here. Did you figure that out yet? But you have made yourselves quite the fucking spectacle to be observed. With intent. Sorry about your luck. Might have should have kept your fucking mouth shut.
Is a good angelic being named Lucifer, which means light bearer. So you have this figure that becomes separated, he falls and becomes evil, and of course, with that developing doctrine of Satan, you have a developing doctrine of hell and punishment.
Tell me this, what happens to people God hates?
They go to hell.
What would be the purpose of God punishing people for all eternity?
Because he wants to, because he can.
When you're in power and you feel your power is a little bit fragile, it's contested, it's under threat, then you need a very big stick to threaten those who threaten you. I mean, what bigger threat is there than hell? Because the only way to get rid of evil is to get rid of evil people. Who among us will be left?
Satanus, Invictus, Oculus, Illyrum, Mortis, Aruma.
Who do you think you are? You're not God. You're just a man.
Mortis, Oberate, Abyss, Excelsi, Satanus, Excelsi, Aruma, Mortis.
What would be the purpose of God punishing people for all eternity?
Because he wants to, because he can.
God has those who are his children and he has those who are not.
So he creates certain people knowing for sure they're going to eternal damnation.
Dominus, Convictus, Satanus, Convictus, Demonus, Convictus, Mortis, Convictus.
Who do you think you are? You're not God. You're just a man.
Tell me this, what happens to people God hates?
They go to hell.
Who do you think you are? You're not God. You're just a man.
Well, there you are. Like I said, it's always been right there in the music. But you never fucking caught it. Did you, big brain? Yeah. I suppose. Beyond a absolute massive systematic gathering of information over the past year and a half. I've gathered quite the little database. Wonder who I should send copies of that to. I mean, after today, I really don't give a goddamn what happens to any of you. Like I said on the very first day before all this began, yes, I am pure fucking evil. I guess you just weren't fucking paying attention, were ya? What, did it elude you? Did it slip your fucking observational powers of mass perception? You dumb shits.
The devil is in my mind. He creeps up from behind. Then he takes control. He guides my mortal soul. Demons laugh and play. My soul is where they stay. It only takes two, the devil and you. Demons laughing, devils laughing, churches burning, Satan churning, pits of fire getting higher somewhere in my head. Thoughtless raping, killing, hating, lying, stealing, evils willing, fornicating, devils waiting somewhere in my head. The devil is in my mind. Look and you will find he jumped right in my soul. Now he has control. I do as he says. He dances in my head. It only takes two, the devil and you. Demons laughing, devils laughing, churches burning, Satan churning, pits of fire getting higher somewhere in my head. Thoughtless raping, killing, hating, lying, stealing, evils willing, fornicating, devils waiting somewhere in my head. Demons laughing, devils laughing, churches burning, Satan churning, pits of fire getting higher somewhere in my head. Thoughtless raping, killing, hating, lying, stealing, evils willing, fornicating, devils waiting somewhere in my head.
What a fucking comment. Whoever Let's Be Real is. Queen Stephanie, aka TSM, claiming responsibility for my son's death. Really? What, did he have somebody in Miami prison shank my son? Is that what you're saying? You know, he does claim to have a lot of money and connections. And if he's claiming that he's taking responsibility for my son's death, then the only thing I can think of is he knew somebody in Miami prison and had my son shanked. That's murder, Queen Stephen. That's accessory to murder, Queen Stephen. I am so fucking glad you admitted that. Especially after Talcott wakes up tomorrow and realizes his disposition in Washington is no longer going to be appreciated. And you spend a lot of time on his channel. And now you're claiming responsibility for my son's murder? Oh, you stupid shit. You fuckers truly are the dumbest bunch of motherfuckers I've ever encountered. And troll-ass Mike, that used to be a troll, he is no longer a troll. He is a defeated bitch on Jeff's last live stream. Said he was so much smarter than me. I believe if he could have mustered up the fucking intelligence to say that I was stupid, he might have been able to do it. But he's such a narcissistic piece of shit, he had to claim his own superiority instead of being able to demean me directly. It had to be about him. Figure that one out, Mike. You better crawl back under a goddamn rock, because just because I'm shutting this channel down doesn't mean that I'm not coming for you, Jeff, Cage, Bex, all you motherfuckers. I'm a ghost in the machine after today. No, that's not what happened. He was shanked. He didn't unalive himself. So that's a fucking lie right there. Station 33, huh? That's Tommy. Boy, old Tommy's got some fucking nerve stepping back into this goddamn arena. Ooh. I got a hard-on for Tommy anyhow. I want that motherfucker to suffer. And I believe Talcott is exactly my way to get to him. Because I done got Steven. And no, my son didn't unalive himself. But that's Stephen probably covering his tracks for the fact that he sent word to Miami prison to have my son killed. That makes sense. Let's see here. Station 33. Well, look at Dumb State, upcoming. The Powdered Dusty. Pretty empty around here tonight. It's going to get a lot more empty on your flow. A hell of a lot more empty. And I hope you accounted for every goddamn dollar that you grifted off these motherfuckers. And you better have that 1099 ready for quite some time. And I hope last year's taxes were taken care of too. You know, April 15th just passed. Hope you took care of that, you little bitch. Oh, and by the way, Flo, yeah, I remember some of the more disrespectful and less than admirable comments that you made on We Are Wake News about me. But I did bait you in. And I let you put the noose around your own neck, metaphysically. Yeah. I hope you all have your 1099s in order. And I hope every goddamn one of you are associated with Jack Calcott. Station 33. Let's see what this little son of a bitch has got going. Well, I'm looking, but I ain't seeing much. Let me turn it up a bit.
Don't judge me about the dark.
Well,
We went to see a play called
through the blood of Jesus we are protected, huh, Kate? Well, let me tell you about your Jesus. He's in the back of my trunk, and I've been prostituting his ass out at the hotels to all the fag homosexuals that wants a butthole of Jesus to pay for my drug habit. And Rose. Oh, I've got something very special in store for you, you gossiping mouth little Jewish fucking cunt. Why don't you eat another fucking pain pill, you opioid addict bitch? Salty Siren. Huh. I'm seeing a couple from the Austin Murphy. Well, got something for you, bitch. Yeah. Get me a whole list of names here. All the trash, garbage. I'll be damned, and even random saying, well, I'm not hearing insanity saying shit about me, but I will review their stream. Yeah, I'll review this stream. I do so want to see Tommy hung out to dry. And you know, Cage kept bringing up his Aesthetic Warriors discrepancies about Crunchy B and the little autistic boy that he was using as some type of pedophile protege, all the way to his Aesthetic Warrior trying to use me as content, but wanted respect from me that he didn't earn. And his first attempt at making an amusing stand at this was placing me and Tommy head to head. Me representing Satan, Tommy representing Jesus. Needless to say, Tommy couldn't hold his own. He was like someone with Parkinson's trying to drink a glass of goddamn fucking water. And that's fact. Yep. I remember all you motherfuckers. I got notes. I got books, script. I've got algorithms. I've got video. And every time every one of you opened your stupid fucking mouths, you dug your hole just a little deeper. And if there's any justice, you'll all wind up with Talcott in Washington. That would tickle the goddamn living shit out of me, you fucking dissident pieces of fucking anti-government shit. You're the problem with this goddamn country. You're not satisfied with what you got. You want more you at whoever's expense. Just like you steal content, narratives. You are all nothing but a slimy bunch of underbellied pieces of shit. Crawling in the murk and the mire of fecal matter underneath of the feet of real Americans. And you're about to be trampled by real Americans. As you rally cry, Jack Talcott. You dumb shit. I will protect this country. I will protect the integrity of this country. And I will protect my government against dissident pieces of shit that look to go to Washington and try and take it over with their fanatical ideals and their religious zealot thinking. come at the president? Oh, you fucks are stupid. You know better than to fuck with America? Bad enough we have lying ass fucking cops, crooked ass judicial system, political dissidents amongst its common consumer and less than. But now you want to go to Washington with your ideals and try and infiltrate the halls? I don't know no Michelle MC. Oh, okay, okay, Salt Lake City. Gotcha, sorry about that, brother. Mr. Salt Lake City. Mr.
What's up, mate? What's up, Axis?
Hey. Oh, just getting ready to throw all these. Getting ready to throw all these fucking bastards under the bus.
Yeah. How are you
They
doing
don't
right now, man?
appreciate. What's that?
How are you doing right now? What's up?
Well, this is the 27th day, and tomorrow will be the 28th day, the end of the blood ritual, and that is whenever I fulfill the narrative and directive of what this was all about.
Oh, is it? Okay. So, Axis, actually, the network isn't quite well right now. It is strong enough. So, the voice is quite distorted. Your voice is quite distorted. It's a bit unclear.
What about now?
Yes, sir?
Is it better?
Yes, it's nice now.
Okay.
Yeah, Axis.
Well,
I have a question. I have a question for you. The specific video I gave you yesterday, just God gave Lumster, Greater Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, you're breaking up, man, a little bit. But
How is it? What's it?
yeah, I got to catch part of it, and fuck, man. It's no different than what happened to so many other channels. And his message is cool, man. I could dig on it.
Okay. So you believe that we live in a crater?
Not particularly. I said his message was good. I can dig on it. I didn't say I agree with it.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's it. Okay, that's interesting.
Well, it's just,
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, their own ideal, and they can voice it, and that's cool with me. I have no problem with that. Freedom
absolutely.
of speech. You know, that's one of the mainstays of this country is, you know, you got the freedom of speech and freedom of religion. You know, but just as I was telling these people out here, you know, do you appreciate living in America?
Yes.
Now, let me ask you a question. What if a bunch of radical political dissidents with religious zealot overtones headed to Washington to infiltrate the halls of government to get to Trump? How would you feel about that?
Oh, that's interesting because I did watch Because how does it know? He must. That guy, the specific guy you didn't mention about, he's actually from Netherlands. He's from Dutchy. Uh, so he does have some bit occult knowledge about certain aspects.
Jack Talcott? Are you fucking kidding me?
No, sir.
Jack Talcott worked for the goddamn post office and claimed to have a bit of a military career. But that is no excuse for the past few years of his political idealism and him going to Washington to infiltrate the halls of government with his radical idealism and religious zealot concepts to get to the president.
Well, Access,
So you
I
just-
sent you a message. Please check. Access, please check the message I sent you right now in private chat.
My voice is distorted or yours?
No,
Because I'm having a hard
your
time
voice.
hearing
Actually,
you. My voice.
uh, actually, sir, I have some network issues from my side. A lot of network issues.
Yes.
Actually, you do realize I live in Utah, far away from Salt Lake City. There's always some network issues going on in all these places.
Let me see what this does. YouTube's probably scared to fucking death right now. Are you there? Can
Yes,
you
I'm
hear me?
here, sir.
Can you
Yes,
hear
I
me
can hear
better?
you. It's a bit clear now. Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Now, I asked you a question.
Yes.
Do you like living in the United States?
Access, I'm very, very sorry right now. Actually, your voice is still distorted. It's still very unclear, and I'm having issues communicating with you right now. I'm unable to understand your words clearly.
Are you sure about that? Because it shows that it's coming through just fine on my end.
Yes. No, there's having issues on my end. I'm having network issues on my end. Yes.
Well, if there was anybody that had a goddamn brain out there, they would let me know whether they could hear me or not. But I don't expect there's a fucking one out there with a goddamn brain enough to put in the chat whether I'm being heard well or not, which doesn't matter, because I'll play fucking music. 5x5, thank you. Thank you. Let it be real. Thank you.
Yes, Access.
Dude, I
Yes,
don't know what your
Access.
fucking game is, but everybody seems to think that the sound is 5x5. Obviously, you're avoiding the fucking question. You don't want to answer it. And if you believe in Jack Talcott and his bullshit, then you can follow him straight to Washington and you can suffer the same fucking fate he's going to suffer.
Access. Actually, I will come back after half an hour, after 30 minutes. I will come back to your live chat again. I hope you will be here soon because I just called my electrician, the person who
Yeah,
fixed
what the fuck
Wi-Fi.
ever. Goodbye.
Okay.
Fucking tard. The fuck was that about? Get on a goddamn panel and don't even have the goddamn fucking microphone equipment to fucking what a that is the type of mentality that fucked every one of you. That mentality right there stupid. Profound fucking stupid. And let's be real, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Because the rest of these fucking lingering ass fucking workers, they're just as fucking pathetic and useless as they are hanging around here. The fuck you even around here for? Unsubscribe. Go the fuck away. Really. Less than 24 hours, this show's over, and you're all gonna fucking see what Jack Calcott, Cage Reality, Vex Factor, Illumitami, Sanity Machine, who just claimed that he ordered the murder of my son. He confessed to be an accessory to murder. Wow. I knew there was something really fucked up about that dude. And especially sidekicking with Jack Calcott. I mean, really? Flow State building money up for him? Sanity Machine right there on panel with him, claiming to have had my son whacked, and then Jack headed to fucking Washington to infiltrate the halls of government with his fanatic idealism after being dismissed from the Postal Service, wanting to get at Trump. And I hope to God the algorithm's picking all this up. Yeah, that's right, motherfuckers. There's an algorithm. Been studying it for quite some time. If you'd have paid the fucking attention. Frequency, AI technology. Yeah, that's me. Remember? Probably not, you fucks. You don't have an attention span. Not more than fucking enough to go from one channel to the next. So every fucking channel and name that I'm mentioning is now associated with Jack Calcott, headed to Washington through your guys' finances and donations and support to infiltrate government and get to Trump, which he even admitted today. Would somebody please help me figure out how to get to Trump? Well, you all helped him. Now I wonder what, DC Police, Homeland Security, Secret Service, White House Security. Well, I bet the fuck they're looking for Jack Calcott when I get the fuck off this live stream. And every one of you motherfuckers that donated and supported his ass. And don't forget there's an algorithm. So regardless of what you think, this is being fed into an algorithm. Because I protect my country. I'm a red-blooded American. And I protect it from fucktards like you. And this algorithm is eating your asses up right now. And when I get off of this stream, they're going to be eating Jack Calcott's ass up if he ain't the fuck out of Washington and as far the fuck away as he can get from it. Fuck him and his agenda. And I'd be careful, Flo. You were just at a hotel room interviewing his ass, getting money for him to get there. That straight puts you on the fucking line hard, boy. You should have paid attention. I am the ghost in the fucking machine, bitch. And there ain't a goddamn one of you that's got the fucking balls to get the fuck up here and even defend yourselves. Monster and Let's Be Real are the only two people that have any fucking integrity amongst the whole goddamn lot of you. But I guess that kind of exempts them from guilt by association. That exempts them from being complicit in a potential government takeover by a hostile radical. Ooh. Monster. Let's be real. Good choice. Very good choice. Hope you're listening. As for the rest of you, fuck you. Got no fucking use for you. And if you really want to know what my true concept of what your agenda is and what you've done over the past year and a half, here you go, bitches. This is how you look. Well, I think I've had enough of you. So pucker your little assholes up and prepare for the dry fucking you got coming for being the pieces of shit terrorist you are. Social. fucking dissident. Unfucking believable.
Possession. The physical act of taking over a person's body. Possession. 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 The physical act of taking over a person's body.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought. They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
Satan, the devil, Satan, the devil.
A weird thing happens in the life of the devil in the mid-20th century, late 20th century, in that after having been in decline for 100 years or even more, the devil begins to make a comeback.
People began making pacts with the devil, deals they hoped would gain them wealth or power in exchange for their souls. Satan secured perhaps his greatest success in the New World when in 1692, witch hysteria swept through a coastal Massachusetts town called Salem. People began making pacts with the devil, deals they hoped would gain them wealth or power in exchange for their souls.
A weird thing happens in the life of the devil in the mid-20th century, late 20th century, in that after having been in decline for 100 years or even more, the devil begins to make a comeback.
People began making pacts with the devil, deals they hoped would gain them wealth or power in exchange for their souls. Reports of Satan's pacts with humans became most prevalent between the years 1450 and the early 1700s. And the incredible power he gave to individuals who claimed to work on his behalf was given a name: witchcraft.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
It was sweet revenge. It was sweet revenge.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
It was sweet revenge. It was sweet revenge. Satan secured perhaps his greatest success in the New World when in 1692, witch hysteria swept through a coastal Massachusetts town called Salem. Satan, the devil, Satan, the devil.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
It was sweet revenge. It was sweet revenge. Satan, the devil, Satan, the devil.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
Satan, the devil, Satan, the devil. It was sweet revenge. It was sweet revenge. People began making pacts with the devil, deals they hoped would gain them wealth or power in exchange for their souls.
A weird thing happens in the life of the devil in the mid-20th century, late 20th century, in that after having been in decline for 100 years or even more, the devil begins to make a comeback.
If the devil doesn't exist, but man has created him, he has created him in his own image and likeness.
Their sighs, lamentations, and loud wailings resounded through the starless air, so that at first it made me weep. Strange tongues, horrible language, worlds of pain, tones of anger, voices loud and hoarse, and with these the sounds of hands made a tumult which is whirling through that air forever as sand eddies in a whirlwind.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought. They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
Satan, the devil, Satan, the devil.
A weird thing happens in the life of the devil in the mid-20th century, late 20th century, in that after having been in decline for 100 years or even more, the devil begins to make a comeback.
People began making pacts with the devil, deals they hoped would gain them wealth or power in exchange for their souls. Satan secured perhaps his greatest success in the New World when in 1692, witch hysteria swept through a coastal Massachusetts town called Salem. People began making pacts with the devil, deals they hoped would gain them wealth or power in exchange for their souls.
A weird thing happens in the life of the devil in the mid-20th century, late 20th century, in that after having been in decline for 100 years or even more, the devil begins to make a comeback.
People began making pacts with the devil, deals they hoped would gain them wealth or power in exchange for their souls. Reports of Satan's pacts with humans became most prevalent between the years 1450 and the early 1700s. And the incredible power he gave to individuals who claimed to work on his behalf was given a name: witchcraft.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
It was sweet revenge. It was sweet revenge.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
It was sweet revenge. It was sweet revenge. Satan secured perhaps his greatest success in the New World when in 1692, witch hysteria swept through a coastal Massachusetts town called Salem. Satan, the devil, Satan, the devil.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
It was sweet revenge. It was sweet revenge. Satan, the devil, Satan, the devil.
They began to sense that the powers of evil were stronger than they had previously thought.
Satan, the devil, Satan, the devil. It was sweet revenge. It was sweet revenge. People began making pacts with the devil, deals they hoped would gain them wealth or power in exchange for their souls.
A weird thing happens in the life of the devil in the mid-20th century, late 20th century, in that after having been in decline for 100 years or even more, the devil begins to make a comeback.
for himself between the scenes of cold reality and those of pure illusion. Between the scenes of cold reality and those of pure illusion. Between the scenes of cold reality and those of pure illusion.
It is not idle words that will set you free. It is not the you and you and me. It is all the things that should not be. You can be free to a certain degree. Only as free as they will let you be. You can be whatever you choose. Till you step on someone else's shoes. You will win. Many will lose. With this wisdom, you are turned loose to hate in a tight noose. I stood in pain, gazing at the image I had made, the reflection of me locked in the mirror, somewhere between mad and sane, the leverage gave way, lost the safety I had made, in a world where I played. The reflected image I once knew, now lost into the blue, stripped away all my fantasies, made me face the real
A clear breach of protocol. 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 A clear breach of protocol.
Trembling with horror and throbbing with emotion. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Trembling with horror. Welcome to hell.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed. My extremities pulsating with tingling sensation.
Welcome to hell.
Have we seen the actual reality of a monstrous crime? Or merely an illusion, the product of a tortured brain?
Obsessed with the taste of flesh. He was cruel and a sadist.
Swaying back and forth. A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip.
A beautiful thing taking me away.
No one had a bad trip. It was all very good.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
My head is spinning. My head is spinning. My head is spinning.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
My head is spinning. My head is spinning. My head is spinning.
Sucking the hallucinatory acid into the system.
No one had a bad trip.
The mind of man rests on a delicate balance between reality, the world of light, and the other, darker world below the threshold of consciousness.
Welcome to hell. You. Do you know that?
We're happy to have you with us tonight and hope you'll come back often.